Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to my story time. I'm going to be reading East to the Sea by Heidi Jardine Stoddard. When I was young, about 8 or 9, my family went east in the summertime. It was summer vacation for my sisters and me, so my family packed up and drove east to the sea. Three sisters in back, pajamas already on. Mom and Dad took turns driving from dusk until dawn, through large glowing cities, by great shimmering lakes, past lonely farmhouses and grand seaway-scapes. A quick stop in the village at Grampy's old store, where Mom made us treat bags full of candy galore. Next stop, the cottage we knew from years past. Are we there yet? How much further? Daddy, please drive fast. When at last there's the cottage, we'd arrived once again. Our down east vacation could officially begin. Weather worn by sea winds and saltwater aged, the cottage looked perfect because nothing had changed. Days filled with sunshine were spent at the beach. With cousins, we'd search for shells safe from tide's reach. Build castles and sail ships as seagulls would fly. Climb mountains, deep sea dive, and soar through the sky. See their sandcastle? Can you build a sandcastle? Days damp with fog meant a book by the fire, or games on the porch as tide came in higher. Then trips into town to get more supplies, where local traditions left us wide-eyed. Look at all the things you can buy in this store. Warm nights to the beach, holding hands in a row, with blankets and jackets and flashlights in tow. The dim night felt scary, dark shadows beside us, but the sound of the waves and the lighthouse would guide us. As we arrived at the bonfire location, built in the daylight with great anticipation, Dad struck a match, driftwood lit up the night, sparking and crackling with all of its might. As we watched the sparks spiral and dance heaven-bound, my sister leaned over with a whispering sound, said, "That's how the stars got into the sky. They were bonfire sparks that went up too high." This is my favorite picture in the whole book. I think it is beautiful. We'd settle in cozy as waves lapped nearby and stars spread like gold dust across the night sky, singing and laughing as hot dogs were roasted, fingers fast sticky from marshmallows toasted. As the flames ceased their leaping and embers grew bright, we begged for the story Dad told us each night, about a huge sea monster out on the waves, who spent moonlight hours digging holes called the caves. That looks like a lot of fun. She's timid of people, stays away in the day. When you go to bed, that's when she likes to play. She frolics, she splashes, she digs holes round here too. But a wee hole to her is a cave next to you. Eyes wide with wonder, we'd near burst with fright. Would a sea monster come to this beach on this night? Quick to the cottage, did I see a fin? Do you see a sea monster? Tucked under covers in the cot, my mom said, it was another big day and it's way past time for bed. But not for the grown-ups. I'd drowsily try to stay up and listen as stories would fly. I'd catch bits of lore about old times and friends dear, but eyes heavy with sleep, the tale's end I'd not hear. For comforting voices, hushed laughter, and waves soon lulled me to sleep after fresh salt air days. Before we knew it, too quickly, the end would draw near. At a last walk by the ocean, I'd sigh, see you next year. Our seaside treasures, rocks smooth and shells white, soon filled our suitcases, packed safe and tight. Just as goodbyes were about to be heard, we looked round for Grampy, who'd not said a word. He went for the mail, Nanny shared with a kiss. Goodbyes are too hard, something he'd rather miss. The trip home seemed much longer, our mother always said. No longer excitement, there was quiet instead. For we were remembering days happily spent at the seaside, so thoughts took us back, not ahead. I've now grown much older, but still to this day, I cherish those times spent on that ocean bay. Content such adventures once again will be known, for our next generation is creating their own. The end. Did you enjoy going east to the sea? Thanks for joining me.